Welcome to Muddy River News this week, furnished by Harvey's. I'm Bob Goff. My guests today are two guys I've known a long time. I respect a great deal. I'm just glad to have the chance to talk to them. We're going to talk to them about something a little different today. And I'm talking to Mike Elbe and Phil Conover in their roles as the co-chairman of the campaign for Sunset Home. Thanks for joining me, guys. It's great to see you as always.
Good to be here. Good to be here, Bob.
Mike, what are we raising money for?
Well, Sunset Living Center. It's been around our community and served our residents for 134 years. And, I think Phil and I's position on this are very similar. It's served this community for 134 years. This is an effort to serve this community for the next 134 years. And, when you say Sunset Home, Sunset has gone from Sunset Home to Sunset Living community.
Yes.
And senior living. Mm-hmm. And I think the part that has intrigued me the most is the comprehensiveness of the facility that it will be for people entering, their senior living stages.
And it's funny because name changes are always difficult. I mean, you guys obviously very familiar with when we went from Quincy College to Quincy University. Yeah. And there's some people who call it QC or some people who whatever. So when
my diploma says QC.
It's still good though, right?
It is.
So we talk about that, but yes, for the Sunset Living Center and trying to get this off the ground. Phil, what is the goal for the campaign?
In terms of dollar-wise, well, the campaign that we're working on is $5 million, and we have made strong advancement toward that. And the total campaign is, I think, around $25 million to get it done if we do when we do the new building. But I was asked to get involved with this a couple of years ago, actually 2 or 3 years ago. And I've kind of served along on a committee with that along the way. But Bob, Quincy community has been very, very good about stepping up on the institutions that need to survive here in this community. And you take a look at education, you take a look at healthcare. Well, end-of-life care and care for the aging is one now that we need to, I think, come together on and really support, because we're running out of capacity. We've had some nursing homes close, and so the model that is right now in place for the old building is not sustainable, given the infrastructure issues and the way they have to deploy staff, and it's not sustainable. So this is one of those things we just can't let go down. So I was very interested in helping with that because of that. And also, my mother was there, and she received great care at Sunset. So I have great respect for the staff and the people. I have a soft spot in my heart for that. But I also, the greater good here is to keep something sustainable that we need to have going.
Phil, Mike, Phil and yourself, you guys have given to the community in so many capacities already. So I think it's when people suggest that you guys are doing this, it's like, okay, well, these guys, they're very active. You care. And I think that part of that message is for you guys to express that and say, look, we care about this. I don't just care about John Wood. I don't just care about Quincy University or whatever Phil has been involved with in the past. I care about this entire community, and this is a part of it.
There's no doubt about that. And I think this is the future care of our aging community. And, I think Phil and I wanted to be a part of it because it's all about community. And anything we can do to strengthen the future of this community, I think we're all on board. I think the other part that I've learned, Bob, in this process of working with Sunset Living Center is there's 3 phases of this new comprehensive facility. It's a continuing care senior living facility. And the phases are really in 3 different pieces or parts. One, it can be independent living, so they have apartments and villas for people in their senior years that want to live independently. They have assisted living facility, which really just opened in 2022, and it's a beautiful facility. and it filled in a short amount of time. And then there's a highly skilled nursing facility. And, you know, when you look at transitioning from independent living to assisted living to skilled nursing, to be able to be at the same facility, know the same people that are working there, really puts at ease the minds and emotions of the elderly population. So, you know, it's just not a, you know, one area, it's multiple areas to really serve the senior living community.
Well, again, I just want to thank you guys for your participation, again, for everything you've done with the community up to this point, and now with this latest project. I mean, Phil, you can retire at some point, you know that, right?
Well, you know, right now I'm not employed right now,
Yeah.
so that's what I tell my daughter.
He's
anyway.
slowing down a bit.
Yeah, not much if I bet. So, but again, I want to thank you guys for your time, and again, best of luck with the fundraising efforts.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Coming up, we are going to talk to the executive director of Sunset Living Center a little bit more about what's been going on and how they plan to advance for the future. Stay with us.
What kind of shows will you see on Muddy River Gems each month? The same award-winning storytelling from Mark McDonald and crew that you enjoyed for nearly 20 years on PBS. Muddy River Gems with host Mark McDonald. A new episode every month online from Muddy River News.
Welcome back. Jerry Neal from Sunset Senior Living is my guest now. After we talk to the guys who got roped into doing the money raising, we'll talk to the guy that actually runs the place. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you, Bob.
How is the overall campaign shaping up?
The campaign is doing extremely well. We, you know, COVID kind of slowed everything down for a lot of things, but as they mentioned, our overall goal is a $5 million campaign. We're currently between current donations and pledges at about a 2.7 level. So we're hoping to get through the rest of this year, and maybe we're in what we call the silent phase, but our consultant has told us that the silent phase is supposed to be the worst kept secret in town.
Sure, I get that.
So we're hoping maybe after the first of the year to go into the public phase of the campaign, where we'll do more action within the community with it and so forth. But it's going great. The project is going great. We received our certificate of need from the state back in January. The architects are 95% done with the plans and specs to send off to IDPH for their approval. And so we're going through the loan process with USDA. You know, anytime you deal with government financing, you got a lot of hoops to jump through.
I'm familiar with that, yes.
So we're finishing up that, and so everything is going great.
And one of the things that Mike touched on was the complexity and everything that Sunset is trying to do. It's not it's not just one section. You're really trying to offer some services that are certainly needed in this community.
Right. And that didn't come about by accident. The board that I work with has been very engaged, and we did a study of the post-acute care market within Quincy, and that told us some very interesting statistics that this community over the next 10 to 20 years is going to need more assisted living, they're going to need more independent living, but they're going to need less beds of skilled, but with the closing of the facilities that they mentioned, we have to sustain Sunset. So our strategic plan consists of converting the one building that we had on campus to assisted living that opened in June of 2022, filled up in 6 months. We already had the apartments and villas for independent living, and the next phase for independent living are some patio duplex homes that we plan to also build on campus. So it gives us a full continuum of care. The continuing care retirement community is the buzzword, but it just means that we're going to be serving the seniors of Quincy in the least restrictive setting that they require.
And I know a lot of the other homes have been doing some work, and of course the one that's had the most notoriety is the Veterans Home, but not everybody's a veteran. And it's just great that, you know, this community, both publicly and privately, are doing what they can to help people who have done so much for every other people. They've supported their families, they've raised their families, but you know, now if their families are far away or even their families are here and they just have a condition that is just beyond what a normal family member can do, they have you guys they can turn to and say, can you help us out?
Yeah, and Troy Culberson and I are very good friends, and I've teased him. One of the reasons we need this capital campaign is, you know, the Vets Home is going to be a 210-bed facility at a cost of about $306 million, all federally and state funded.
Sure.
We're building a 106-bed facility for about $30 million, and very little, if any, you know, that kind of help. So I teased him, you know, that you know, we have to go to the public.
Yeah, exactly. No question about it. And I think that's just, and again, it's when you talk about the efficiency of what you guys have to do and how you really do need, I mean, again, I'm sure that the Vets Home facility is being done in a very responsible, straightforward manner. But we all know what happens with government sometimes. And again, you have to deal with things like prevailing wage. And there's a lot of factors that go into that.
Sure.
So a private facility, a private entity can do it a little leaner, but they can also have a good quality facility as well.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, again, I want to thank you for catching up and for bringing the guys along, and best of luck for your campaign. If there's anything else Muddy River News can do to help you guys, we're glad to do it.
Thank you very much, Bob.
All right. That's Jerry Neal with Sunset Senior Living, the Sunset Living Center, and we want to thank him for his time. Also want to thank Phil Conover and Mike Elbe for what they're doing. Again, those are two guys that have done a lot for this community in their lives already, and it looks like they're not done yet as they try to help Sunset with this ambitious project. That's all the time we have for now. I'm Bob Goff. We'll see you next week.